Hey guys, Dave here, and before you guys watch this episode of Forget Being Cool News, I just wanted to let you know that Jeff and I recorded this back a little while ago, and when we recorded it, I wasn't going to put it up because I thought we kind of went way too far off track. It was already kind of late for this to go up, and now it's coming out even later. I just rewatched it and took a listen to it, and I thought, it's kind of funny. It's kind of stupid. The side tangent is entertaining in itself. So if you guys enjoy Jeff and I's old discussions on our own show about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and stuff, you might enjoy this. It's kind of silly. But anyway, here's an episode of Forget Being Cool News from a couple weeks ago.
You're watching Forget Being Cool.
After being fired from Marvel, James Gunn returns to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is Forget Being Cool News.
This is outrageous!
Forget Being Cool News.
Did you know about this?
No.
So, James Gunn was fired like a year ago. Like legitimately almost an entire year ago from Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because he made like a bunch of racist, horrible comments on Twitter a decade ago. Okay?
A decade ago, yeah.
10 years ago, he made a bunch of comments, and he's apologized for them, and he apologized when he got hired for Guardians 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And yet, Disney went and said, this Fox deal's got to go through. Lots of things got to happen here. We just got to let you go. We'll keep your script. So they were going to use James Gunn's script for Guardians 3.
Yeah.
But you just can't work for us. And then, so he took a job to direct Suicide Squad 2, which is not actually a sequel. I found this out today, but we'll talk about that in a second. And now he's being rehired to do Guardians 3, but now it's delayed to 2023.
Let me so you should I mean if somebody makes racist remarks about being about stuff, he should get he should get punished for it. But he made those remarks years ago. They already knew what they were getting.
Right? They hired
news.
him. They hired him before. They hired him after he made these comments.
Yeah, so it was already well done. You can't hire somebody. You can't. A guy can't come into the interview like, look, this is what you're getting, and they're like, all right, and then all of a sudden, a few years later, nah,
nah, man.
They already knew what they were getting. At the same time, it's.
I don't know if you're looking at these tweets right now, but they're bad. It's really bad stuff. And what
if they did a little bit of research,
they knew. He said he apologized when he got hired.
Yeah.
They knew when he got hired, and it was kind of like a freak out gut punch. We don't want to upset shareholders or do anything. But then, Dave Bautista is saying he's going to walk away from Guardians. He's not going to play Drax. No way without James Gunn. No one would want to touch his script because how could you make a movie that felt like the same movie, right? Felt like it belonged in the Guardians universe. So I'm glad he's back. I'm bummed out that we're going to have to wait another, extra 2 years so that he can go make Suicide Squad 2.
Suicide. But it still doesn't. It doesn't. What? It doesn't. It doesn't. What's the word am I looking for?
It doesn't.
He still did bad things.
Yeah, he did. He did bad things. You're right.
You know what this means, though. The Guardians of the Galaxy survived the Infinity War.
Oh no! Just like Spider-Man.
So does Spider-Man.
It's not like he's swinging around London right now or anything. I'm excited
Far
about
From
this.
Home looks like a good movie.
Do you think that Suicide Squad 2, which is a reboot, apparently, found this out. Do you think this movie now has hope?
No.
No. You don't think that James Gunn, who's written one of the best obscure characters that
Are you telling me that they're making Suicide Squad 2, but the first one did so bad they're just rebooting it immediately?
eh,
Immediately!
it sounds like they're kind of revising it. It's not a direct sequel, sounds like.
Will Smith won't be in it.
No, he will not be. Because it's bad. Jeff, Suicide Squad is the one DC movie that I went to and was like, that was watchable.
Actually, it was, yes. That was the most, that was, yeah, that's been the first DC movie where I went out like, that was okay.
Yeah, and then I saw Wonder Woman. I'm like, no.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman is good
was
for the
better.
first hour and a half.
It's, you know, it's way better than Batman versus Superman.
Yes, and it's better than Man of Steel, and it's better than everything else they put out. But it's this problem that they keep running into, this weird. It's like they take everything they do too seriously, yet what's on the comic book pages from the classic DC stories does not translate to movies. The Avengers takes liberties. Guardians of the Galaxy has nothing to do with the comics.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's so good. I think putting James Gunn in charge of Suicide Squad is actually kind of smart.
I think, I mean, I'm glad that they're doing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 as James Gunn. I don't think it would have been the same.
I was so concerned, Jeff. It was like this thing that's been eating at me for like a year. Like, I've said this publicly a lot of times. Guardians of the Galaxy is my personal favorite space franchise ever. I like...
Wait. Guardians of the Galaxy is your favorite space franchise, hands down. Nothing else beats it.
Yeah. For me.
More than Star Trek?
I like Guardians more than Star Trek. I like Guardians...
More than space...
I like it
Star Wars?
Better than Star Wars.
More than Moon?
Yeah, more than Moon, which I like Moon, but that's not a space franchise.
More than
Battlestar Galactica? Yes. More than Firefly? Yes. More than Lost in Space? Yes.
more than Lost?
Lost is not in space.
I can be.
I was worried about this. I'm happy James Gunn is back. Congratulations,
More than
James Gunn.
Spaceballs?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Yes, more than Spaceballs. Anyway, guys, your cat's messing with your stuff today too. Mine were too.
Oh yeah, more than Spaceballs. Yeah. So Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the best space movies. Not as good as Star Wars, but close.
Okay, James Gunn returns. I'm excited. Jeff seems indifferent, but happy about it.
I'm excited. Who would they have as a director for Guardians of the Galaxy?
They had nobody lined up. No one had stepped up.
So you're telling me until they rehired him, they probably wouldn't even have done the third movie.
No, they said they were still going to do it. It just had been put on delay. Like, it was supposed to come out like 2020, Jeff.
There's a lot of movies that have been put on delay that have never been unput on delay.
I'm just thrilled this is not never coming out. Do you think, Jeff, they will set it in a different time period now because it takes place after different movies now?
What do you mean a different time period?
Like it was supposed to take place like immediately after Avengers Infinity War Part 2 Endgame, right? Because it was supposed to be like Spider-Man.
No, they probably won't change it. They already have the script done.
Do you think
Why would they change?
Because other movies are going to happen. There's going to be like 5 movies now that'll come out before it.
Yeah, but they've done it before to where it doesn't actually end up in the same, like the timeline is still different, you know?
I mean, the
movies don't go in chronological order for what's actually happening.
The Guardians movies are back to back. Like if you were to watch the movies chronologically, it's Guardians 1 and then Guardians 2 is like a couple months later on the timeline.
Even though it takes place, even though it's way after a lot of movies.
Right. And it came out, and it's actually years before Infinity War.
Captain America, the first Avenger, took place like 50, 60, 60, 70 years before every other movie, yet it was the fifth movie out, Dave.
Captain Marvel takes place in the 90s. So you think they're just going to lock it in where it's at?
Yes, they already got the script done. They already have an idea of the plot. They're not going to change it.
But except like Thor, like Chris Hemsworth plays Thor, right? I forget the Chris's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chris Hemsworth.
It says like he would like to appear in Marvel movies later. So he's going to be in space. Like, if there's another Thor movie that comes out before it, does he no longer in Guardians 4 that he could have, or Guardians 3 that he possibly could have been a part of?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think Thor in space, the space of Thor.
I want that movie.
He's gonna be the main character of the Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
And so they'll do nothing with him between now and 2023.
I mean, he's gonna be in the next Avengers movie.
Yeah,
one coming out in 4 weeks.
Yeah, 5 weeks. Anyway, Jeff, get excited, get hyped.
There's nothing. I'm excited. There's nothing in the near future about Thor, though.
You want to do one last bit of speculation here, Jeff? Disney
guys.
No, Disney acquired like the X-Men like officially like lockdown like this week.
Yeah.
What do you think
still call them mutants?
Yeah, they can call them mutants now. What do you think the first X-Men movie they make is?
Didn't they already announce this?
I do not think so.
I just went to Captain Marvel and there was a trailer for an X-Men movie.
No, that's Dark Phoenix. That's the last Fox X-Men movie.
Really? The
Yeah.
New Mutants.
You think they'll do New Mutants first?
I mean, it's already upcoming. It's already the movie after Dark Phoenix. It's due to be released August 2nd.
This year?
Yes, this year.
I have no idea what this is. That can't be happening.
Yes, it's the
Okay,
new
so
Mutants
what do you
coming
think?
out this year.
What do you think the MCU will do first?
Do you think they'll integrate them? Do you think they'll do that?
I think they have to.
But that's just there has not been a real good X-Men movie in a while.
Right.
Is there what the best like X-Men movie I've watched so far is Logan, and that has nothing to do with the rest of the X-Men movies.
Yeah, same. Do we think they do? Because they can't do Wolverine, right? They can't. It's too soon.
Why?
He can be a character, and they can cast him, but he appears in the X-Men movie first, and then becomes his own character.
Do you think they'll get the same people to do it?
No, that's going to be a whole new team. I want, if I could pick, I want a Jubilee movie. Deadpool's going to stay where he is. He's just gonna universe jump, Jeff. It'll be fine. They've already kind of pretty much said that.
Yeah. Do you think at the end of like an Avengers Endgame, Charles Xavier will just like wheel out, going just like out of this mansion, going, "Oh, that was exciting."
That would be amazing. They don't even have to. It could just be a bald guy in a wheelchair. They don't even have to like say anything. Therefore, it's not
even a mechanized wheelchair. Just like he wheels out.
Yeah, and don't even credit him. Like, don't even credit the character. And now it's a thing. And then everybody freaks out, and they didn't have to break any rules before the movie came out because now they own him. Oh, that's so brilliant.
He walks out. He just wheels out of a mansion, and he just shoots to him, and he just looks at the camera and goes, "Mutants," and it just cuts to black.
I think an Xavier movie or a Jubilee movie would be good.
What about a
Cyclops?
That would be a good movie. Cyclops would be a good one to redo. What about Gambit? Is Gambit an X-Men?
Yeah, Gambit's an X-Men.
Gambit. Everybody's excited over Gambit all the time.
Beast could be cool. God, all the X-Men are cool. Let's just do all the X-Men.
What about Nightcrawler?
No, you know who they do first, Jeff?
Who?
To lean into this whole like we're making women like leaded movies. They're gonna do Storm first.
Storm's that'd be pretty sweet. What about
that could be a cool. She could like lose control, Jeff, and Xavier could find her, and it could start the whole X-Men thing. Like at the end of the movie, It could be like a shipwreck movie, right? Like she blows herself away into the middle of the ocean.
The pirate movie.
It's brilliant. And she can't
What
get home, and Xavier finds her like at the very end and is like, I think we can teach you something. And it sets up the X-Men. Oh, this is man, I'm too hyped.
Who's the oldest mutant? I mean, Wolverine's the oldest.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wolverine.
What about a Mystique movie?
I don't want to see that. Jeff, here, you ready? I figured it out.
Yeah.
Elsa
From Frozen?
Frozen 2 is actually Storm.
Oh gosh, no.
That's why she's running through the water, and the Frozen logo's like turning into stone, and she's shooting ice everywhere.
A completely CGI movie where Stan Lee is all of the X-Men.
No. It's much as I'd love that. I think
What about Rogue? We could do Rogue.
Speaking of Stan Lee, this is the last thing we'll talk about, guys. I know this is going on really long, and all we were going to talk about was James Gunn. But, you know what I would like Stan Lee to be?
What?
In the movies forever? I think he'd make a cool Xavier. Like if they didn't need him much.
Yeah.
Like I think Stan Lee's like main character in the MCU or like in Marvel movies should have always been Xavier.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Disney confirmed that Deadpool will be the only 4 X-Men character not to be rebooted by Disney.
Right.
So every other character is going to be rebooted by Disney.
Right. As they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Phoenix is going to be a hot pile of garbage.
It doesn't look terrible, though.
Yeah, but none of the X-Men movies look terrible. They always just end up being terrible. Jeff, I bought all of them and watched like the first 3. I bought like the first 6 movies. I watched the first 3 of them and was like, yeah, never mind. I'm not watching these.
X-Men.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching
All right.
Forget Being Cool News. James Gunn back on Guardians 3. The X-Men coming to the MCU. I want a Storm movie. Jeff doesn't care. He wants a Xavier movie.
I want a Squirrel Girl movie.
I decided that Kevin Smith should direct that movie.
The Squirrel Girl movie?
Yeah. Anyway.
Kevin Smith from Jay and Silent Bob?
Yes.
Dude, and they're
Mallrats.
in that movie. They're in that movie.
They're in Captain Marvel. Spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, guys.
For more great discussions, hit that subscribe button or visit forgetbeingcool.com.